Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is SYAHIRAH binti AMNIN and I'm from class MBA 8A. Today I will present to you how to use another function for some if. Okay, as per you can see this one is basic one that we learned from our class. So I will show you how to use another function for some if. So let's say you want to know cost for each item that more than 100 rather than 100. So I put 100 here. And the formula is equal sum if, open the bracket, and take this column, item cost, comma, and put symbol greater than, put 100, and then symbol, you can close this one. So you can get this answer, which is we can cross check from this one. I put from the smallest to largest. And from this one we drag until down, and the total we get same with this one, 446019. Another trick you can use from this one, let's say you don't want to adjust from here, you just put n after this column and take from this column, and you can get this one. Same with that answer. Let's say you want to change price tag 50, also you can change from here. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is ARISA and I will continue with VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. So if you can see, this is the data for the VLOOKUP, and then VLOOKUP is actually when you want to search for data in vertical way. So let's say if you want to search for business registration number, the old one, bank code, and account number. So we can use the formula for VLOOKUP, which is we just type for VLOOKUP, and then bracket the value you want to look for, which is the supplier name, and then comma, and then the table, which is the data. So you go to the VLOOKUP and then you just drag the data, and then close. Next, we search back. The data we want to search for is the business registration number, bank code, and account number. You can see here, based on the column, this is the first column number 1, column number 2, column number 3, column number 4, 5, 6, and 7. So business registration number is the column number 2, so we just put 2 and then comma, and then we want the exact match, so we just pick the false one and then close the bracket and then enter. Then it will show this business registration number for Aeroleak. So if you want all the supplier registration all numbers, so you just need to drag it down, so all will automatically appear. But what if you want to search for business registration number, bank code, and account, which is you want to search for multiply data, we can just use the same formula, which is VLOOKUP, and then the data, which the value, which is the supplier name, comma, and then still next is the table, which is the data. So we drag the table, and then as I say, business registration number, bank code, and account number. As I say, this is the column number 1, column number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then business registration number is column number 2. So we just put bracket, column number 2, comma. Next is bank code. So bank code is column number 5, so we put 5, and then account number is column number 6, so we put 6 and close the column. And then next, comma. So we want the exact match, so we just pick the first one and then close the column and then enter. Well, you will see the business registration number, bank code, and account number will appear. So same goes to the first thing, which is you just need to drag the table down, and then all the data will appear. So this is for VLOOKUP. Next is for HLOOKUP, which is HLOOKUP is if your data is horizontal. This is the example, horizontal data. So same goes to the VLOOKUP, but this one you just need to search for HLOOKUP, which is HLOOKUP. And then the value, which is the supplier names, comma, the table. So you go to the table for HLOOKUP, and then you drag the table, and then comma. So the data you want to search for is business registration number, bank code, account number, and terms. So same goes to the first thing, which is column number 1, column number 2, number 3, number 4, 5, 6, 7. So all business registration number is column number 2. So put 2, comma, 2 comma, and then we want the bank code, which is column number, row number, number 5, number 6, and number 7. Close the column, comma, pick false for exact match, close the column, and then just press enter. See, the business registration number, bank code, and account number and terms will appear. So same goes to the first table VLOOKUP. You just drag all the data, and then it will automatically appear. So additional, so what if you have this data? This data is vertical. This data also vertical. So what if you want to change the data from vertical to horizontal. So what you can do is you just type transpose, and then you just drag this one, the supplier name. See, supplier name. So you drag the supplier name, close the column, top. See, same goes to the next line, which is you just the transpose, and then so for business registration, so you just drag all the business registration number, close the column. See, this is how you do it. From the vertical data, you will get the horizontal data. That's all from me.
Next is chapter 3, which is related to pivot table. We look this data from column A until the column J, and from row 4 until the row 99. This data are provided from supplier until the arrival date. In this chapter, I will show to how to use the pivot table function. First thing first, go to the insert tab and find the pivot table, and the pivot table will appear like this. And then from this pivot table, find the pivot table analyze and click the field list. From this field list, drag the supplier into the row field, drag the order number into the filter field, drag the item description into the field filter field, and drag the cost per order into the value field. And the pivot table as the result. From the data from column A until the column J, the pivot table will summarize from the sum of cost per order based on the supplier. And next is go to the pivot table analyze. We will use the function of pivot chart. Click the pivot chart, and then the pivot chart will show and appear as per data in the pivot table just now. From the pivot chart will show the sum of cost per order in the graph. And next is we go to the pivot chart analyze and find to insert the slicer, and click the insert the slicer. The insert slicer we take the supplier, item description, and then AP terms per month, and click OK. And as per our tick just now, the slicer will show the 3 slicer we need. And from this slicer, pivot table and pivot chart will show as follow the we click in the slicer. In item description, we take a frame fastener, and then the pivot table and pivot chart will automatically follow as we click in the slicer for item description. That's all from me about the pivot table function, and that's all from us. Thank you.